Hello, everybody, and welcome to Election Night in Arizona 2022. Tonight, we will be taking a close-up look at the 2022 Arizona Senate election between incumbent Democrat Mark Kelly and his Republican challenger, Andy Biggs. Before we get started, this video is going to start a series of videos which are basically just going to be election nights, but taking a close-up look at some of the key Senate races across America in 2022. So let's get started with this first one. The videos are going to go in alphabetical order, which is why Arizona is first. It is 9 p.m. Eastern Time, and we have an update in Arizona. Alright, so 23% of the vote is currently in Arizona, and we are too close to call. Mark Kelly currently leads Andy Biggs by 5%, 51.3% to 46.3%. No surprise that Kelly is up this big early on, though, because in Arizona, some of the more urban, more liberal areas come in earlier than the more rural, more conservative areas. So we're just starting to get in some of the more rural areas, hence the somewhat big lead for Kelly. But early on, a good sign for the Democrats that Kelly is up this big. Most pollsters expect this race to be a 3.5 to 4 point victory for Kelly, which would be pretty good in a state like Arizona, which is very much still a flip state. Andy Biggs was obviously not who the Republicans wanted as their candidate. Obviously, a lot of Republicans were disappointed when Doug Ducey decided not to run, the former governor of Arizona. But Biggs not doing too terribly early on. Kelly not doing too terribly either. So neither side should be really concerned yet. Only 23% of the vote is in so far. Alright, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We've got an update in Arizona. So, Andy Biggs starting to make a comeback here with 42% of the vote in, 50.2 to 47.4. Mark Kelly leads by 2.8 percentage points. And this is a bit surprising that this race is so close right now. We expected it to be at least a 3 to 3.5 point margin at this point. Mark Kelly is generally pretty popular here in the state of Arizona. He is a moderate, so he appeals to a lot of Republicans. But right now, this race is very close, which really shows you how much of a flip state Arizona is. 42% of the vote is in, so not nearly enough to make a call right now. But maybe it's not going to be such a bad night for the Republicans after all. We could be seeing a red wave if these numbers continue across the country for Republicans. Alright, it's 10 p.m. Eastern Time. We've got an update in Arizona. So 60% of the vote is in, and Mark Kelly is back on top by more than 3 points, 3.2 right now. 49.9% to 47.7%. We're still too close to call, but maybe we could be in store for a projection coming up soon, because right now, where the votes are coming from, in one of the larger counties, Maricopa County, almost 80% of the vote is in. So if we can get all that vote in, and Mark Kelly's still got a big lead, then we could be able to call this election. Kelly is right about where he was expected to be at this point, so Democrats not doing too terribly in the state of Arizona. Biggs still trailing, but not by a whole lot. So it's not that embarrassing right now for the Republicans that Kelly's lead is more than 3 right now, about where we expected this race to be. But both sides still have a good chance at winning. The big question is, are there enough votes for Biggs left? And a lot of people are saying no. Even with 40% of the vote in, there could be just too much in right now for Biggs to make a comeback. He'd have to get a good percentage of that 40% left to end up making a comeback. So we'll see if he is able to make that comeback. All right, it's 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We've got an update in Arizona. 50.1% to 47.5%. Mark Kelly still on top here with 78% of the vote in, but we are still too close to call. We expect to make a projection soon, probably within the next hour, but we're still getting votes from Maricopa right now, which is the largest county in Arizona. It is home to Phoenix, Arizona, where a lot of those votes are coming in from. And you'd expect it to be very liberal, because Phoenix is very liberal. But actually, no, it's large. It's home to many of the richer suburbs of Phoenix. So it's really a toss-up county in Arizona. Right now, Kelly does lead, but there's still not enough vote in there. There's about 90% of the vote in Maricopa, but there's not enough vote in Maricopa to make an official projection yet. We're hoping to make a projection very soon, but Mark Kelly looks like he's on track. He's on track for a 3-point victory here, a little bit less than what pollsters originally had expected, but still a solid victory in a key state like Arizona. All right, it is 11 p.m. Eastern Time. We don't have a projection. We do have an update. It is a 3-point race again. 95% of the vote is in, and Kelly leads with 50.3 percentage points to 47.3 percentage points in this United States Senate race. 5% left here in Arizona, and almost all of the vote is in Maricopa. We keep coming back to Maricopa because once all 100% of the vote is in Maricopa, we can make a call here in Arizona. It's as simple as that, but not enough right now. Very close. Probably within the next half hour, we make a call, maybe 15 minutes. But Kelly holding on to his lead, and right now it's not looking like Biggs could make a comeback. He'd have to get a lot of this 5% of votes left. I mean, at 40%, we were even talking about maybe Biggs not having enough vote here left in Maricopa, but right now, probably no room for a comeback. We just want to be sure that Mark Kelly can hold on to this seat. All right, it is 11:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and we can make a projection officially. It's been a long night in Arizona, but a lot of Democrats will be happy to know that Mark Kelly has held on to his seat. This is an official CNN projection. Looking at the numbers, Kelly won 50.5% to 47.1%. 3.4% victory for Kelly, around what a lot of pollsters expected. The polls weren't that far off here in Arizona, and maybe people starting to have more faith in the polls now that this race was pretty much, the pollsters were pretty much spot on. At least for this race, we'll see what happens as we get further into this election night, what happens in other races across the country. But taking a look at the map, you see Maricopa, which we kept coming back to, we kept talking about, that is 100% in. Mark Kelly has won it. Yuma, he flipped Yuma. Navajo was very close. Everything else you'd kind of expect to happen did happen. A lot of solid Republican counties, but it wasn't enough for Andy Biggs to win this race. A good, solid victory for the Democrat, Mark Kelly. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Hopefully, within the next week, I'll have another election night out for this series. But thanks for watching, and have a great rest of your day. It's Sunday, so enjoy the weekend while it lasts.